protesters clashing with police in Rochester after demonstrating for hours.
What started as a peaceful protest that brought out hundreds of people has now begun to escalate.
This Black Lives Matter protest was organized in response to the death of George Floyd. He's the black man who died in Minneapolis while being arrested earlier this week. You've probably seen the disturbing video. A white officer pinning him to the ground with his knee on Floyd's neck.
News 10 NBC has live team coverage of the protest. We begin with Andrew Hyman, who has been out with the demonstrators all day. Andrew.
Well, I'm standing right here at the corner of Broad and Exchange, right next to the Blue Cross Arena, but enough of me in your shot. I'm going to get out of the way so you can see kind of what's going on further down the street. You can still see there's a group of protesters and Rochester police. Well, we were standing over there a short time ago. Actually, myself and my photojournalist were grabbed by a group across the street. My earpiece was removed. My photojournalist was taken to the ground. We are out of there. But when we were there before, when we first showed up, there was a group up at the public safety building. Rochester police and protesters were both forming a line. Officers were firing pepper balls and some form of gas into the crowd as the crowd pushed back. The two sides went back and forth into a parking lot across the street from the public safety building, and that's kind of what is going on right now. I also saw some officers talking with protesters, forming a circle. One was talking to an officer, telling him he just wants the police to be better. That was a brief moment, and then it picks right back up. We're going to continue to follow this situation here, and we'll bring you the latest as we continue this team coverage here on News 10 NBC. For now in Rochester, I'm Andrew Hyman, News 10 NBC.
News 10 NBC's Patrick Musanak has also covered the protest in Rochester. He joins us live for more of our team coverage. Patrick.
Charles, as you can see behind me, there's a major fire that just started. Matter of fact, let me get to the opposite side. I gotta walk in front of the camera. But the group is still here, a group of protesters, and things are getting a bit violent out here. Now, Rochester police were joined by state police as backup, and they came out in force, and they are now taking a defensive front out here, watching these people to my left, or to my right now, who are out damaging cars. I can't tell you how many cars have been damaged out here, but since we've been here, we've watched people break car windows. The booth where the attendant sits at this parking lot, the windows to that have been broken. Every few minutes, police have been firing tear gas canisters into the parking lot to disperse the crowd, but now you can see the flames. Dejan, if you don't mind flipping back to where the flames are. The flames are getting worse. I can't tell you if it's one car that's on fire or if it's a couple cars on fire, but that fire just started just a few minutes ago. Now, there was a larger crowd out here. There was at least, where I'm standing, south of the public security building, there was at least 300 people in front of me, but it seemed to have dissipated a little bit once that fire started. People started to run from the area. Now they're slowly returning and causing more damage to the vehicles in this parking lot, and they're just picking vehicles out at random. I don't know if they're police cars or cars owned by the police, but several windows and windshields have been busted while we've been standing here in the last little while. Now, there's also a helicopter hovering up above the scene. This helicopter just got here within the last, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes, monitoring stuff from above, but state police and Rochester police still continued their defensive hold and forming a line in front of the building, trying to protect people, trying to protect anyone from crossing their line and entering their building. That's what we have for now. Just a bunch of people still out here, protesters, not really causing much damage right now. It seems to have died down a little bit, but every few minutes it flares up again. We'll toss it back to you, and as soon as it flares up again, we'll definitely come back on screen. So Charles, back to you.
Thanks, Carl. Well, let's get back to our developing story this evening. That ugly situation has gotten uglier still out by the state police, by police headquarters in Rochester. Patrick Musanak is there live. Let's go back to him. Patrick?
Well, Charles, as you can see behind me, people are still milling around. That fire is one vehicle burning. I can't get that much close to it because they keep shooting tear gas canisters into this parking lot that I'm standing in. Tear gas canisters and rubber bullets as well. So it looks, from my vantage point, to be just one car that's burning right now. We haven't seen any fire trucks come towards the scene or heard any sirens, so that car's gonna burn for a while. Now, I didn't get to tell you this, but police did fire a rubber bullet at a person, and that person went down. And that person was helped up by a group of people and appears to be okay. So since our last hit, we haven't heard any rubber bullets being fired or seen any gas canisters, tear gas canisters, shot into this parking lot. Now, people are still standing in front of the police, voicing their frustrations with the police. Some people, matter of fact, there's a guy right in front of me. The medics are tending to his wounds. He must have taken a rubber bullet shot to his elbow, so he's being treated right now by medics. But other than that, people are just milling around. It's quieted down a little bit since when we first arrived here, but the crowd doesn't seem to want to dissipate anytime soon. So that's the scene right now. Charles, I'll toss it back to you.
It is 6:14. We continue to follow breaking news. Protests in Rochester that started early this afternoon have been escalating in the past hour. This is a live look right now at the scene near Exchange Street. A car is on fire across from the public safety building. Other cars have been flipped over, windows broken out. 2 RPD cars were also destroyed right in front of RPD headquarters.
We have team coverage going on in this chaos still underway in downtown Rochester. It has picked up over just the past few minutes now. Let's take a look live out there with News 10 NBC's Patrick Rusanek. Patrick, where do things stand now?
Yeah, we're still in the parking lot across the street from the RPD. There's people behind me trying to light another car on fire off in the distance. You can see they're trying to put a towel into the gas tank and try to light it, but that's basically what's going on right now. Now, police have fired a few rounds of rubber bullets in the last few seconds, trying to get people away from that car, but the minute they stop, they just, the people who are trying to light the car on fire just go right back to doing it. Matter of fact, I don't know if Charles, if you can, I'm not Charles, Dijon, if you can zoom right in to show what's going on. So, excuse me, please, sorry. So that's basically what's going on right now. It's kind of quiet still. There are protesters still in front of the police, still voicing their frustrations with the police, and it's getting hard to speak right now because of all the smoke. So, Charles, let me toss